Now they always say congratulations. Work so hard, forgot how to vacation.
So we are back with an episode of the Rockies franchise here in the show 17 today. It's a brand new episode for our draft. So 2018 first-year player draft. Go find some studs in this draft. And one thing you have to do first is check out our scouting. So our scouting board, we have a few players left to go and scout on the top, but right now it looks like Davey Bear and Miguel Ramirez are on top of our board for talent. So most likely those guys will be gone in the first round before we get our pick. But I think we do have our first round pick this year, unless they still have the qualifying rule where, because we signed McCutcheon, so I'm not sure if the qualifying rule is still in this at all. It says in the handbook it still is in the rule, because you check out the handbook right there and go to first year player draft. I think it might have this. Says the drafter or maybe altered if a club receives an additional draft pick as compensation for losing a freed into another club. So I'm not sure if that means it's still in the game or if it's just saying that just for the past. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but hopefully they took it out of the game though, because otherwise we do not have a first round pick once again. So let's just hope it's not in the game anymore, just like in real life. So next up though, we'll go and take a look at the rest of our scouting board. So right now, talent, I'm pretty sure I have a few guys singled out for who I want in this draft. One man is Alberto Castro. His talent looks great though. His contact against righties and lefties seems to be elite in the later on future. He's 22 years old, 5'7", he bats left, he throws left, and he's from the Dominican Republic. So this dude could be good in a few years. 2020 is ETA for MLB. And then the rest though, we have a few guys that I'm kind of looking at, but there's just a whole bunch of question marks here. Like, some of these dudes could be good, but at the same time, I don't know if I want them on my team if they're 2020 plus. I gotta see if there's any guys that are ETA ready pretty soon, like 2019-20 kind of thing. Because this franchise mode, I want to get the guys as soon as possible on the team to go and use them. So right now, I think we're good for scouting until a few more days, until they're actually done scouting those current guys right now. But first things first, go take a look at one more thing, and that is in the transactions. So at the last episode, right after at the end, I went and checked out the transactions, and there was a few trades that actually went down earlier on. So let's go to the trades right now and check them out. So first trade that happened on here, the latest trade I guess, is Dante Tipton to the Red Sox in exchange for Bronson Denson. Then the Indians went and acquired Maskel Segura from the Phillies in exchange for Carlos Carrasco and Yan Gomes. And then one huge trade went down between the Mets and the Athletics. The Mets went and acquired Jose Bautista from the Athletics for Anthony Kay. So there's a few trades that went down right there. Most importantly was the Maskel Segura trade, but Bautista got traded though too, which is pretty big for that. So, but it looks like their outfielders is stacked now. We have Jose Bautista in right field, center field you have Lorenzo Cain, and left you have Yoenis Cespedes. So I mean, they have a stacked outfield now, finally, that's actually pretty good. But take a look at Bautista in a Mets uniform, and he looks not that bad, though. He looks pretty good in the uniform. We'll take a look at a round. So 360 view at him. Bautista, number 19, now in a Mets uniform. So he's going down, he's 37 years old, but I mean, he's still got a little left in the tank for the Mets, and maybe they can make a push this season for a title, I'm not really sure. I decided I might go to Anthony Kay first because he's on the Athletics and he's involved in the trade, but Anthony Kay, he's 67 overall, beat potential, and 23 years old, and that's what he looks like there in the Athletics organization. So the man trade for Bautista was Anthony Kay. So now Cleveland looks stacked with Maskel Segura at third base now. We'll take a look at that in the system. So Maskel Segura, 87 overall, 25 years old at third base. But they also have Jose Ramirez though at backup third baseman, 86 overall, 25 years old. So I have no clue what the heck they're doing there when they already have Jose Ramirez, and they acquire even more talent there in the infield. So I mean, it's got to be, something has to be done, though, for with position changes. So he plays second base, shortstop, left field. Do they need anybody at second base or shortstop? I don't think they need anybody at shortstop because they have Francisco Lindor, who's 94 overall. Then second base, they already have a second baseman there, and his name is, I believe, Jason Kipnis, 88 overall, 30 years old. So I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe left field could be an option. But they have Howie Kendrick, who's 75 overall, 34 years old. So most likely, I'm guessing he might go to probably left field. It makes sense. And then at center field, they have anybody here. They have Tyler Naquin at 78, 26 years old. Then right field, they have Shin-Soo Choo at 78 and 35 years old. So they have a pretty old outfield, including Andre Ethier too at 35 and 77 overall. So that's pretty crazy that now they have even more talent in the infield than before with Maskel Segura on the team. But we'll go take a look at the other pieces in the trade to the Phillies, which were their catcher Yan Gomes and I believe Carlos Carrasco. So let's go to the Phillies and see what they look like in their uniforms. So at the top of the Phillies now is Carlos Carrasco, 86 overall, 31 years old, beat potential. He's already their best pitcher on the team, I guess, besides Nola. But next up is Yan Gomes, 81 overall, 30 years old. He's a brand new catcher there in the system, so he I guess looking pretty good there in the Phillies uniform there. He looks like he fits it well in the system. They have Carlos Carrasco there, looking nice in a Phillies uniform. So at the top, their brand new ace, now Carlos Carrasco there in Philadelphia. But next up, the one last trade was a top one, I believe. The most latest one, I'm gonna check this out again, which was that Tipton and Denson trade. Actually, no, I really don't need to check that one out because it's got really no substance to it at all. So other than that, though, any other trades that went down? I guess we did the Yangervis Solarte trade from the Padres to the Braves. So you probably take that. Let's take a look at that one, I guess. Matt Kemp now member of the Padres. Let's go to the Padres and see what Matt Kemp looks like in a Padres uniform, because I really didn't think some of these trades would go down, like the Batista one. Didn't think that one would happen, but take a look at them. So Matt Kemp back in the Padres uniform there. He looks very nice. And he looks finally at home once again. So Matt Kemp, he did play in the Padres in 2015. So he's back at it again there in San Diego. He put up some pretty good numbers there too. 100 RBI, 23 home runs. Maybe he can go and replicate that one this year. Probably not, but still pretty cool seeing him back in a Padres uniform. But Solarte, I'll check him out there in the Braves systems. Let's go to Atlanta and see what they look like there. So Solarte, where is he? There he is. So 78 overall, 30 years old there for Solarte, looking pretty nice there in a Braves uniform. So I think that's it for all the trades that went down there in the recent memories. But we'll take a look at one last thing, and that's our record right now. So in the standings for the NL West, we do have the Dodgers 40 and 16 on top of the West. Then we do have the Rockies 30 and 25. We're second, 9.5 games back, but at first. Then it looks like the Diamondbacks 29 and 26. They're third and 10.5 games back. So it looks like we're one game ahead of the Diamondbacks for second place, and then we have the Giants 28 and 27, and they're 11.5 games back. So we're only 2 games ahead of the Giants and 1 game ahead of the Diamondbacks, whereas the Padres, they're way out to lunch, though. They're not going to make it anywhere close to first in this division. So let's take a look at the wild card now. So the wild card, we're number 1 there in the wild card, sharing a spot there with the Pirates there, the team we just played, in fact. So 30 and 25 Rockies and the 28 and 24 Pirates, they're on top of the wild card. Then the Diamondbacks half a game out, and then we have the Brewers 1 game and the Braves 1 game. So pretty close situation there in the NL when it comes to the wild card. But let me see how you check out the rest of the league, though. So the Red Sox 37 and 15, they're on top of the AL East. The Jays way down there at 20 and 32. So I guess losing Jose Batista and a few other pieces really just crushed their team, though. I don't know how they're playing that bad, but still, we'll take a look at the Central, and they have the Indians 38 and 16 on top, the Twins 30 and 23, and so on. But the West, looks like the Angels number 1, 29 and 24, the 29 and 25 Mariners, and so on. And then the wild card, the Twins and the Rays on top, and then the Mariners and Astros and the Orioles close to being in the wild card. So that was the record so far for the MLB, I believe. Maybe the Dodgers might be on top of the MLB when it comes to record, though. I swear they are. Got 40 wins. The next closest team is basically, I think, might be the Indians. So we're pretty much facing off against the top team in the MLB in our own division. So only shot as wildcard at this point to go and make the playoffs. And I think we might be able to do that with a weak-looking kind of wildcard situation here in the NL. So I think we might be able to pull it off this season if we continue this route we're doing right now. We're playing very well as of right now. So in this past month, we've only lost a few times, whereas we've won tons of games this month. So I'm pretty happy with what we're done in May. But next up, though, is June, which includes it's on June 7th. We do have that first-year player draft. So we'll go and step up to that and see how it looks, while our team looks like there at the draft. So Hernandez is back there on the bench once again for a catcher. We won that game against Pittsburgh to win that series, but with Isotopes and Matt Hauser's back. Okay, keep him active. So he lost his first 2 games against Cincinnati, but first I'll go check out what our scouting is, and we got to go put some new scouting out for the system. So anybody in here we got to do left? We have, looks like we have Justin Brown there, 21 years old. He's looking pretty good there at close to the top of our list. We have Pierre Farmer, Jordo Feliz. So it looks like our list is changing every once in a while, though. Like, it looked like Ribeiro was on top there, but now it looks like it might be Feliz on top. So I don't know what's going on here, but it looks like I gotta put some more scouts out there to go do some information. So let's go find some places for Aviles, Blanton, and I'm pretty sure that's it. So some another few days until we're close to the draft. So let's go some maybe 2 days and see if some Hauser's back. Okay, we won those 2 games. We won against Cincinnati and against Miami, but is our scouting situation good again? Casilla's done and Rodriguez is done. Okay, so we have a few more players left on the top that we need to go and scout some more. So we have like Keane and Grubak left, or Gervac, I don't know, I said it too well, on the list. Plus we have like Doyle and Morin. So we have a few guys left on here to go and scout, but I think we're close to being done in time for the draft. So who else should we put out for this scouting? So you have Frank Sanchez. Might have to go put him out. Might as well just put him on Gervac. I'm not going to go and hire and fire some more scouts again. I think we're good there because he's like the most efficient guy I've seen close to being for the West. So East, who you have here, I'll just put Crowder on him for now, and we should be good for now. So let's move on to a few more days until close to the draft and see what's going on. Anything else on here? Wait, Jeff Hoffman put a .97 ERA in May though, 26 strikeouts and 37 innings. So Hoffman's playing very well right now though. He could get called up if we struggle in rotation right now, but Ramirez played pretty well. McCallum, he sucked, and that's about it. So Jeff Hoffman looking very well right now in the AAA. I'm gonna take a look at him first. So Hoffman right now, he's killing it at a 70 overall, 2.31 ERA. Now he's doing very well in the AAA. Before I was kind of worrying about him, but now he's a 70 overall. He's growing finally, so I mean, it's looking pretty good though, so far for Jeff Hoffman this season. But infield, he's playing pretty well. Castellini playing pretty well. Garcia playing fantastic. And Shipley playing alright. So as of right now, our AAA rotation looks very well. Maybe you might be able to go and call some players up if our MLB club is struggling, like Daniel Finn sucks or anything. But right now, we're looking pretty good though for our MLB bullpen. We have Daniel Finn at 2.81. We have Ben Bowden at a 2.12. Chamberlain at 6.5. So Chamberlain, I don't know, he might be able to call somebody up if Chamberlain continues to struggle. But other than that, though, you have Salas at a 5.04. He'll bring that down. You have Jake McGee at 1.56 and Adam Ottavino at 4.62. Whereas rotation, we have John Gray at 2.6. You have Anderson at 3.25. Stephen Wright at 3.52. You have 3.72 at Robbie Ray. And Jimenez at a 3.24. So right now, we're playing pretty good, I guess, in MLB rotation. But we'll go, and is there anything else to do left on here? Let's go sim maybe one more game and see if like the scouting is good yet. We won the game against Miami. So far we've won 2 games in a row against Miami, 3 in a row if you count the Cincinnati game. So we're doing very well right now, but one last check. Scouting's not done yet. Okay, let's go do one more game. Estevan's still injured for 5 to 6 more months. We'll put him on the 60-day DL. And now it's the time for the 2018 first-year player draft. So I tried to go and sneak in a little bit more scouting, but we couldn't get anything done in the last few days. But nonetheless, I think I did a pretty good amount of scouting to go and draft some studs here in this draft. First round, see where we're drafting here in this first round. We have got the 18th overall pick here in the first round. So take a look at compensatory pit rounds. We do have one from Texas, which is for Yu Darvish. So there's only one compensatory pick here in this draft. So first overall, San Diego. Maybe they may be able to go and lead the studs for us in 18th overall. Let's go sim this up through here and see what it looks like. So first overall is Steve Barton, and let's check out this out though. So Steve Barton, it's second overall. First overall was Fernando Ramirez there at second base for the San Diego Padres. You have Stephen Barton there, second overall. And anybody else is notable though for us. Alberto Castro, the guy I want to get though, was drafted 9th overall to Milwaukee. Anybody else? You have Davey Bear, 11th to the Houston. You have anybody else on here? David Lopez, Padilla. So you have a few guys on here that might be still on our draft board that I could draft. So go to pick player and see who's available. So you have Felipe Campillo there. You have Lyle Luttridge. We have Luis Reyna. You have a few guys on here actually that are not that bad. Adrian Rush. So it's all about what do we need in this draft. As of right now, it looks like Jonas Spears is number 1 there for our picks. I didn't even see him on there for scouting, but we have Fred Peterson, Miguel Ramirez, Tim Rivera, Thomas Nischel. So we have some pretty good stuff there at center, starting pitcher there if you want to. So you have like Lyle, we have Thomas. You have anybody else? You have Charles Stephenson there, not that bad. Gus Person. But we mainly want the guys like Lyle or Thomas right there. They seem to be the studs. Maybe even just Thomas, because he's got a little bit younger, and he's got the ETA at the same, so you never really know what their overall might be to start off. But it looks like Thomas could be the safer pick there for a starting pitcher. But anything else? Relief, you have nobody on there. We do have closing pitcher, nobody on there. Catcher, a few guys on catcher, but other than that, there's no stud catchers left in the draft. They're all picked before us. First base, second base, we have one second baseman there in Felipe Campillo, who seems pretty good though. He's got his contact at a 45. He's going to be above average later. His power is going to be about average there later on. His fielding's going to be great. His stealing's going to be great. He's more of your ideal second baseman there for the MLB. He's not really anything special, but he's nothing really that bad either. Third base, we have a few players on here. We have like Luis Reyna there at 23 years old, international, 80 overall prospect. So like some of these guys, they look kind of weak. Like his power is going to be amazing though. He's got a 70 projected power there later on. He's got a 55 right now, 65 against lefties. So this dude could be a raw kind of prospect there in the future for us. He could be a power hitting third baseman like Josh Donaldson possibly. So you never really know when it comes to that, because he's got great fielding. He's got decent arm strength. He's going to be good later on. He's got just amazing power though. So anything else left on here for us? We have at shortstop, you have Miguel Ramirez and Adrian Rush. So these dudes, they're from the East and International. Let's go to Ramirez. So Ramirez, he seems pretty average. The speed is amazing at a 70, so he's well above average for speed at a 6.54 60-yard dash. He's got a 35 for power right now. He's going to be a projected 50 later on against lefties. His strength seems to be a 60 later on. His reaction 65. So you really have not too many studs here that are going to be just absolute superstars right now, it seems like. But if anybody else, leave Adrian Rush there, 21 years old, international, 80 overall potential. Let's check this out. So he seems about average too, though. There's a lot of about average guys too, but his stealing though is gonna be amazing though. 80 elite speed for stealing. I mean, it's pretty nice to see that. So anybody else left on here for us for left field? Anybody at left field? You have like Jay Cairo, but that's about it. We have Jonas Spears center field. Right field we have, looks like Antonio Casilla there, but he's a 70 potential. So right now it seems like we could go starting pitcher or maybe shortstops. That's pretty much what we have left. So narrowed down my first round selection to 2 players. We got Lyle Rutledge and Thomas Nischel. So I guess Nischel, take a look at him. He's a Japanese lefty. He's a southpaw. He's got amazing stats, so this dude's gonna be great though. He's got 80 stamina, which is pretty ideal for a starting pitcher, 65 hits per 9, which is above average, 55 Ks per 9, so he's not really a strikeout pitcher, but I mean, he can strike out some dudes if he wants to. He's got a 75 walks per 9, so he's pretty good at keeping walks in check. His control's alright, his velocity's gonna be insane, his breaking ball is gonna be filthy though. Right now it's already 75, so this man's got a filthy breaking ball already. His home runs per 9 is 75, so he keeps his home runs in check. His fielding's pretty good, his arm strength not really where you want it to be, and his reaction is 65. So, get the 20-year-old southpaw, Thomas Nischel from Japan here. I mean, it's pretty obvious who should we pick, and his name is Thomas Nischel in the first round. So let's welcome to the team, Thomas Nischel. So, hopefully he's a good pick for us though. I really want him to be good, because I scouted him for a long time, and I want you to go the rest of the first round though. So, we have Thomas Nischel, 18th overall to the Rockies. We have Felipe Campillo there, 19th to the Seattle Mariners. McGregor went to New York. Anybody else on here that we want to get? You have Jamie Sanchez went to the Blue Jays. So another Sanchez for the Blue Jays. We have Matt Carew went to Texas in the compensatory round. But anybody else left on here for us to draft? We have like barely any 80 overall potential guys right now for us to draft. So I'm not really sure what we might get in the second round. But still, could get some good talent here in the second. But it looks like Lyle Rutledge is still left on the board. We have Luis Reyna still left on the board. I mean, we got some talent still left on the board if you want to. And right now we got Reyna at a 55 overall, 80 potential. He's not too bad, 23 years old, 6'5". You got that dude left on the board. You have Lyle Rutledge there still. He's pretty good though. I thought he'd get picked in the first round, but I guess not. As he's 23 years old, he's a little bit older, but I mean, he could still be a good starting overall possibly. But anything else left? You have Charles Stephenson if you want, Gus Person. Like, some of these guys lower down could even be good too, you never really know. Anybody else on here? We have relief pitchers. Right now it's between either Luis Reyna or Lyle Rutledge, because it seems like they're the best options for us right now. But there's a few guys lower down that could be good too, like, you got some wild cards here, Jonas Spears and Fred Peterson too. You never really know what these guys might turn out to be. But I didn't scout them because I didn't know they even existed on here too, so I have no idea what these guys could be for us. So you have Fred Peterson, and we do have Luis Reyna we could pick up here. So Reyna, he's gonna be good though. He's gonna be not too bad of a player for us in the future. He's got the 80 potential, so I mean he's got some potential on him. 55 overall, could be a raw prospect for us in the future. And I don't know, he just seems like an alright player though. He seems pretty good for us. Whereas Rutledge, he's a little bit older too. Same kind of idea with him. He's kind of a raw prospect. He might be good in the future for us if we develop him properly. So I'm not really sure who to go with at this point. We have, like, Rutledge could be MLB ready pretty soon compared to what Reyna is at a 55 overall, above average player kind of thing. So I'm not really sure what to do now at this pick for second round, but I might go with the more desired pitcher in Lyle Rutledge. So he's a position where I need more talent. It says we're deep in starting pitching, but we need more talent though. We could probably even move him over to relief if we wanted to, or even closer if you wanted to. It's the beauty about having pitchers. You can just move them if you want to. So I don't know why it says we're not deep in third base, because we have some great talent there at third base right now. So it's either Reyna, we could maybe move over if we want to. It doesn't say he plays secondary positions, whereas Rutledge, just seems like the better overall player for us. 60 overall right now. He could be good for us in pretty soon. So Lyle, welcome to the team, I guess, from the Central. So we got another pitcher here, back-to-back pitchers here in this draft. It's the position you could go and trade easily if you want to. That's the bottom line about pitchers, though. If you get a good pitcher, you can always trade him away for some talent in the infield. But third round, let's see what we have for third round when it comes to this. And we got like nothing here for third round though. You have a few guys like, I guess, Charles Stephenson there at a 75. So you have Charles there. Anybody else on here? I mean, we have like nobody left though at all. You have like, I guess, Donald on here too. You could get Donald Nakajima if you wanted to. He's got decent power and his contact seems alright and his stealing's great. So you could get a stealing Japanese player in Donald Nakajima, and he could almost be like because you know with the international players, you do need some players from the same kind of area. Donald Nakajima could be the guy for, I guess, our first round pick that we picked up, who's from Japan as well, Thomas Nischel. So it could be kind of a buddy to him, both from Japan. Both are young, both are great talents. So you could pick up Donald in the third round if he wanted to. But anybody else left on here that could be good, have a better potential than we have there. We have Tedu there in right field, and that's pretty much it. So you can go with Stephenson, or we can go with like a wild card in Cleveland Schmidt too. We have Cleveland Schmidt here at a starting pitching role. He seems almost too good to be true though, with those velocity and the breaking ball and the hits per 9. This seems way too good to be true with that scouting, because we barely didn't even scout him at all. So anybody else left on here that could be decent for us if we pick him up? We have like I'm just looking at Donald Nakajima there. He could be good, but his potential's at the 70 though. That's the problem. There's Stephenson there at there's Standard at a 65. Stevenson at 75 seems like the more safe pick there for us right now. So looking at Stevenson though, we take a look at his stamina, 55 compared to 70. So he might be good in the fears when it comes to stamina, but maybe you might be able to go and start him off in relief though, because we need relief pitchers. Move him down to relief pitcher might be a good idea for Charles Stephenson. So I'll just select him too though, because he's like the only guy we actually know might have that 75 potential. So open the team, Charles Stephenson. So what else can we pick for this team? I think we need some more positional players. So who do you have left there for us? You have Cleveland Schmidt still on the top right there. Anybody left on here at all for anything? I doubt there's too many players left at all. And it looks like there's really nobody left at all. So we can go with Cleveland Schmidt, but I don't want to go to another. I don't really want to go with another starting pitcher yet for another round. Like 4 rounds in a row is way too much. So can we find some more positional talent for this team? And take a look at this. We have like Jay Cairo there at left field, who could be good. You never really know with this kind of pick. You have Felipe. I'll just go with Jay Cairo though. Why not? We'll go with him. Welcome to the team, Jay Cairo. So some of these picks, they could be turned to be busts, but it doesn't really matter too much for us because I mean, we get some really good talent already in the early rounds. So next up is we still have Cleveland Schmidt there for a 5th round pick. Tim Rivera. We have Moira in left field once again. Tim Rivera could be good too for us. Relief pitcher. Might as well just pick up Tim Rivera, I guess. Why not do that? So we got Tim Rivera there, another relief pitcher for our team. We need pitching. We're gonna get pitching. So anybody left in the 6th round for positional talent? You have Mora still on there, but can you pick up some guys like, I don't know, who seems to be MLB ready pretty soon? Not too many players left on here that are good. So we have to go with top of the talent here at the board for us. That's either Travis Helm, or we can go with Edmund Mora or Maskel Segura. I might go with Segura actually. Need 3rd base talent. So we got Segura there in the 6th round. We have another pick here. I think we might. I'm not really sure. We do. Okay, 7th round pick. Last pick of the draft. We have 3 more players left. Jamie Walsh, Murillo, Jose Perez. Should we just go with the top guy right here? Or do we go with a pick like Murillo though? Okay, I'm not going to do that. Jimmy Walsh with the team. So we got another pitcher here. And it's kind of a crappy draft though. Hopefully it turns out well for us. We'll take a look at our draft as a recap. So first round, we went with the young man himself, the Japanese pitcher, Thomas Nischel there, 18th overall. He's going to be great for us. 2nd round, who do you pick up here? We picked up Lyle Rutledge there, the 2nd round pick, 23 years old from, I believe, from Illinois. And then 3rd round, we have here for 3rd round. We have Charles Stephenson there, 20 years old, 18th overall in the 3rd round. 4th round, who you pick up here? We picked up Jay Cairo there in left field. 5th round, you picked up Tim Rivera there, relief pitcher. 6th round, you picked up Maskel Segura. And 7th round, we picked up the last man. There's only like 3 players left in the draft, and his name is Jamie Walsh. So we'll take a look at our picks right now, I guess. You can take a look at him in the draft selection screen. So it looks like Nischel could be a 60 overall there, 20 years old, B potential. So he's not the greatest, but I mean, he's got great starting out stats for a pitcher. He might develop really well for us. 2nd round, we have Lyle Rutledge, and he's an A potential, 63 overall, 23-year-old from Illinois. So Rutledge is pretty special there with an A potential. 3rd round, we have, who else is on here? Charles Stephenson at a B potential, 68 overall, 20 years old. Then 4th round, who do we have here? We have Cairo there at a C potential, 64 overall, great contact, great durability, and that's about it. Then in 5th round, we have Tim Rivera there at a 53 overall, B potential, so he might develop very well for us. And 6th round, we have Maskel Segura at a D potential, 48 overall, but I mean, what's even available there too? He's from Canada as well. But 7th round, we pick up with our last pick, Jimmy Walsh, D potential, 57 overall. So pretty good draft for us in this year. But let's take a look at them in the signing screen and just check out more stats about them. This draft is top of the line though. Thomas Nischel, 89 overall, 20 years old, the man from Japan. Welcome to the team, Thomas Nischel. Then, my god, the 98 overall, Lyle Rutledge, 23 years old. This man is going to be one of the greatest in the game in a few years. So welcome to team Lyle Rutledge though, their 2nd round pick. 3rd round, it's Charles Stephenson, the man himself, 85 overall. This is going to be great, though. 20 years old, so you got a lot of young players that we could even trade for talent if you wanted to. They have Cairo there at 77, 20 years old. Welcome to the team, Jay. And then we have Tim Rivera there, 82 overall, relief pitcher, not that bad. I like those stats. So welcome to the team, Tim. Maskel Segura, he's got a 62, and Walsh's got a 62. Doesn't really matter too much. We need depth. Why not welcome them to the team as well? So this draft is amazing, though. Thomas Nischel, Rutledge, Stephenson, we have Cairo, Rivera, all solid picks. They'll help us out in the future. So you can't say this draft is bad, though. This draft was amazing for us, considering that we didn't have that great of a pick, though. 18th overall isn't that great overall pick for, I guess, some talent, but it's still, we picked up top-of-the-line talent with our picks at 18th overall in each overall round. So just fantastic draft, though. Way better than last year's, though. Last year's was just garbage, but this year we got some good talent here in this draft. But anything else happened for trades? So we have Quackenbush traded to the Tigers in exchange for Ryan Marshall there from the Padres, and that's about it. So, I mean, great overall draft there. Now we can probably go and sim a few more games and see what our team looks like after this. So who should we sim up to, actually? Got Houston. I want to check out some matchups, though. So we have White Sox. Who haven't we played yet for this? We have the Nationals. We could face off against the Nationals in Coors Field possibly, but we already did that though last season. So the teams we didn't face off against were Houston and I think Chicago. So we can either play a Chicago game right now after this, barely sim at all, and play a Chicago game, or we could do like a Tyler Anderson game or a John Gray game. I kind of want to play John Gray right now because he's playing very well. So we could maybe play a John Gray. But before we do anything, I want to do one last thing. That's checking out the rest of the picks from each team. So we have, obviously, our team did amazing in the draft. We'll move on to the next thing, which is, well, we have 98 overall pick from Lyle Rutledge. So I want to see if there's any other picks that are better than Lyle. So next team, which is the Dodgers, they have Lewis Keane there, 80 overall, 78 from Trejo, and so on. Then we have the Padres, the 91 overall Ramirez, 87 overall Adrian Rush is pretty good, and 68 overall Brandon Cochran, the man I thought would be good in the draft. We have Will Stark at 87, pretty good pick there down in, I believe that's the 6th rounds, or 5th round, I'm not really sure. Then we have the Giants pick nobody special, then we have the Orioles pick, I think we picked actually a pretty good pick there in Sean Bergman there, 89 overall. Then we have the Boston Red Sox, who had a solid draft, though. You have Lawrence Gonzalez there at 88. They have Luis Reyna, the man I wanted, 88 overall. He looks pretty good there for his team. And then we do have, looks like the Yankees, who had a decent draft. Then we have the Tampa Bay Rays, who had a 93 overall Quincy Herrera there. And that's about it, practically. And then we do have the Blue Jays, who picked up 85 overall Gus Person, the man I thought would be pretty good too, and he was great. But 76 overall Jamie Sanchez in the 1st round. And then we have the White Sox, who picked up 94 overall relief pitcher Pierre Farmer there at a 94 overall potential. 90 overall center fielder Jonas Spears, so we could have picked up Jonas Spears, but I didn't need another center fielder, and I mean, we're already good at center field with Blackman, so we're fine there. But next up is the Indians. We have a 79 overall Yoshil. And then that's about it for theirs. And then we have the Tigers at 92 overall Omar Carrillo. And then we have Marshall James at 83 all the way down there in like the 6th round. And then we do have the Kansas City Royals have 85 overall Steven Blanco. And that's pretty much it. They have the Twins, they have 81 overall Matt Cohen, who's not that bad. And then the Angels at MLB Special. And looks like 80 overall Miguel Ramirez went to the A's. 81 overall Murray Shipp went to the A's as well, and that's about it. And then 87 overall Felipe Capillo went to the Mariners, we could have picked up. 83 overall Andres Padilla there to the Texas Rangers. 90 overall Drew Todd to the Rangers as well there too, so great pickups for them in the draft. And then we have the Houston Astros, who have Davey Bear at an 89 overall. 94 overall Herschel Ryder there at 3rd base. I want to check out Herschel, actually. and he's not that bad as well. And then we have Davey Bear, though, who's going to be a beast there in the future for them. And then we have the Braves picked up 92 overall Juan Murillo, and that's pretty much it. And then we have the Marlins picked up 91 overall Bob Taylor, their closing pitcher. 80 overall Andres Julio at center field, and 77 overall Bill Curtis in like the 6th round. So pretty good pickups there for their draft. And then you have the Nationals 89 overall Rob Gervak at 89 for a relief pitcher. And then we have 83 overall Michael Navarre there in the 7th round. So they picked up great talent in the 7th. And then we have the Mets, I believe, in picking up Sean Felder there, and that's about it. And then 93 overall Justin Brown went to the Phillies there in the 1st round pick. And then we have, looks like 85 overall Ryan Blanton to the Cubs. 91 overall Gerardo Feliz to the Reds. And 91 overall Alberto Castro to the Milwaukee Brewers. So Castro is pretty good there as well. So it would have been a win-win if we would have drafted him as well. But anything else? You have the Pirates there at 71 for the 1st round pick. They had a terrible draft besides Manuel Vasquez. And I believe we have the Cardinals there at 79 overall for their 1st round pick in Ryan Laughlin. And that's pretty much it. And then the Diamondbacks drafted, looks like 89 overall Ricky Yorman there in right field in like the 3rd or 4th round. I think it's the 4th round. And then there's the Rockies here. 98 overall Lyle Rutledge there in the 2nd round. 89 overall Nischel there in the 1st round. And you know the rest of the story there for the rest. So pretty good draft picks for all teams around though. We picked up probably the best prospects there for our positions. So I don't know, but great overall draft for every team in the entire MLB there. Everyone had a pretty decent pick there in all their drafts. Nobody had just a drop-dead terrible draft, except for maybe 1 or 2 teams. So, pretty good drafts for all teams around. We'll probably go sim up to maybe, I don't know where I want to sim up to. Maybe this White Sox game could be good for us, because I don't think we faced off against the White Sox yet. So, sim through this, I believe this Cubs series and see, probably play game 1 here of this White Sox series in Chicago. So we won 2 against the World Series champion Cubs there. Well, actually not last year because the Red Sox won, but the former World Series champs there, the Cubs, we won 2 out of 3. So pretty good series there for us. So this one we're 37-28, great overall starting stats for us against the White Sox. So the White Sox 22-41. I feel sad for them because they're just so bad though. I don't know how they're that bad, but they're just that bad. But we're 9.5 games back at first, still the 47-19 Dodgers. Where we had in wildcard though, we're 37-28, so we're ahead of 1 game, or close to 1 game, against the Giants. And it looks like we're fending off the Pirates and the Diamondbacks as well. So it's a pretty tight division they're in the NL West, besides for obviously the Padres, because they suck 16-49. They're getting a 1st overall pick next season, but other than that though, doing pretty well for what we've accomplished this season. So any other trades but for end this off? And there's not. So on this episode off right here, this was a great draft there, the 2018 first-year player draft. We drafted some great talent here. Can't wait for this talent to go and develop in the system in the future. But on this episode off here, make sure to like, subscribe for more Rockies franchise mode. Next one, I'll see you in the next one.